Alright, so in the previous videos, you have seen how you can use technical analysis on line charts to determine entry and exit points and support and resistance levels. In this video, we are going to do the same using candlestick analysis. If you are not already familiar with candlesticks, let me give you a very small introduction of candlesticks, what candlesticks are and what do they look like. What is the meaning of all these colors on candlesticks? Look at this chart in the video. The one on the top is a line chart, a closing point line chart. Now when you look at a closing point line chart, you can see that a stock is rising, a stock is falling. But what you don't know is where did it open, what was the high it made, what was the low it made. So this is the reason why we started using candlesticks, because each candle gives us a lot of information about the entire movement of the stock during the day or during the session. Look at these colored bars at the towards the bottom of the same chart. These green color bars, these red color bars, these are candlesticks. Why are they called candlesticks? Look at the third bar from the right. Look at the third one. It's a thick green color body and there's a long high wick on it. Looks exactly like a candle. This is why these are called candlesticks. Okay, it's not like we are going to light something or like voodoo or something. It's not like that. Okay, now there are two types of candles, a green candle and a red candle. Now what is the difference in a green candle and a red candle? Look at these, just come around 3-4 candles before the one we were talking about, just towards left. You'll see that I have written close and I have written open, and the color of the candle is red. What does this mean? This means that actually the stock opened up, opened at where the candle started on the top and it closed at the bottom. This is the significance of a red candle, that the closing of the stock was lower than its day opening. It opened and then when it closed, it was lower than the opening level. That is why there is a red candle. In case of a green candle, just take 2-3 candles before this one. In case of a green candle, you'll see that it opened below, but it closed higher. Okay, this is the significance of a green candle. The opening is at the bottom and closing is at the top. Exactly reverse in case of a red candle. Opening is on top and closing is at the bottom. This is the only difference between a red candle and a green candle. Now return back to our towards the right, third candle, fourth candle actually, the one we have marked everything, body and low and high. Look at where the arrow is pointing, that says low. Look at where it is pointing. This long tail like thing, this is called the low shadow. It's also called low tail, and it's also called the low wick. Generally it's called low shadow. This is what tells us how low the stock went during the day. It doesn't matter if the candle is green or red, the low wick is always at the towards the bottom. And then look at the high wick. This tells us how much high it went before any selling came in the stock. This is the high wick. You see it has a small high wick compared to the low one. Okay. And the center part, the thick colored part, this is the body of the candle. This is called the body. The difference between the opening and closing is the body of the candle, that forms the body. Okay. So the longer the body, the stronger the momentum. Now when you analyze candlesticks, now some of you who are already know something about candlesticks, some of you must know about it. What you will see is what you people generally see is what is the color of the candle and what is the length of the candle. This is the most, or you try to find patterns on candlesticks. Okay. This is the biggest mistake you are doing while you are analyzing candles. Why? I'm going to tell you in a minute. I'm going to show you in a minute. Now come back to this candle, the green one, where we have done all the markings. Looking at this candle, we can say that the stock opened at the green bottom, where there is green bottom, open there, and the stock must have fallen from there. Why are we saying this? I'll tell you that in a minute. Because the stock closed higher, okay, closed higher, and it is very close to the high point. It is nearly impossible that when the stock opened, it went up and made a high, and then it started falling, made such a long low, and then went up again. That's not possible. Yeah, that's not happening. What must have happened in the stock? It opened and then it fell. Fell to a significant level, made a long low, and then some recovery must have started in the stock. It recovered, it went up to where it opened, but the buying did not stop. It kept going up and up and up and up, and it made a high, and then there was some little sell off. By the end of the day, there was some little sell off in the stock. So we can finally conclude that by the end of the day, buying was still taking place. Buying was still the dominant sentiment. Now, if you would have seen some of my other videos, or if you would have read the stock market training material available on my website, then you would know that fear and greed are the two sentiments that are ruling the market. This is the introductory chapter in the training material. Those two sentiments are fear and greed, and in this case, greed was the dominant sentiment at the end of the day when the candle finally closed. So based on this, we can say that most likely tomorrow as well, greed is the sentiment that's going to dominate. This is what we are assuming. Now see, nothing is 100% in stock markets. Everything is based on probability. Okay, probability. Like, what has a higher probability? So in this case, we are betting on that even tomorrow buying will come. Next day when the stock opened, see, it did not make any low. There is no low. It means stock did not fall at all. The right candle, third candle from right, okay? The stock opened and it kept going up and up and up and up. It keeps going up. There's a long, you see the top of the high point, it must have gone till here. That's very long buying, too much buying. And then finally there was some sell off and it closed significantly lower from the high point. So by the end of the day, we are concluding that although there was a lot of buying in the stock, but by the end, some fear started dominating. Some selling came in the stock. So either we can now, as soon as we see the first signal that there's a lot of selling coming in, we can immediately book our profits right there. Now we could have entered in the stock in early morning itself when we saw that it's not falling. It just buying just started coming in without falling. So we could have just entered right there. And by the end, we would exit our position. Next day, what happened? Stock opened. Now, remember the sentiment we finally concluded looking at the green long candle. That although there was a lot of buying, but there was some fear coming in by the end. Next day, stock opened. Buying came in, no doubt. Buying came in because buying was still there. But ultimately, some sell-off happened, and actually the stock made a red candle. It went down. It closed lower than previous day's close. It's going down now. This is what we have concluded using these three candles. Now generally what you will do is, when you will see this candle, the third candle from right, it's called a shaven bottom candle. When you will see this and you will see a long green shaven bottom candle, generally what people will conclude is Oh, long green sheer bottom. It's a bullish candle. Let's get in. And what would have happened if you would have got in and stayed there for a long time? Red candle the next day. Why? Why? Because you missed the end of the day sentiment that the candle was telling you. The end of the day sentiment is the most important thing. This is what you can learn from the training material. I have a long chapter on this in the training material. This training material is what I teach in my stock market classes. So you can download that from my website MunafaSutra.com. The domain name is written on the top of this video, and download it from there and give it a read. After that, once you have given it a read, come back to this video and then start analyzing each of these candles, each and every candle of these, and you will see the difference in your previous analysis and your current analysis. Every single person who has read the material, they have told me that they never looked at a candle this way before. The end of the day sentiment is the important thing. In the material, I have given you a lot of practice candles. I have shown you with a lot of candles what's happening, how it's happening. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. So subscribe to the channel and please like the video as well. All right, have a nice day.